And he said, like, you've got to love doing the hard things, and you got to love doing them again and again and again, because when the opportunity to make the play presents itself, you've got to have already done the conditioning. And so many people, they don't want to do the conditioning. They don't want to do the hard work. They want the reward, but they don't want the work. And so a lot of people look at podcasting because I'll be real, it builds a lot of influence, a lot of credibility. It can do a ton for somebody, but not without all the work. So people are like, "Ooh, I want that." So they start, and then they realize, "Oh, wait, this is work. I just wanted the benefit." And so I think that's what I see in podcasting more than anything. And the reality is, at first, I really wanted to try to help everybody. But if you've got the wrong mindset and your mindset is just to get rich and famous, I don't know if anyone can do anything for you. Like, try YouTube, like try something else, try social media. I don't know, but you're going to run into the same problem. People who succeed at any of this stuff, they put in the work, they're consistent, they do it for longer than they feel like they should.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. If you're not for money, don't do it, because I am down a lot more than I'm up. So, but someone said it on a show. I can't remember now the show. Like, I've just started watching these indie creators now because I like getting the raw feel. It helps me too as well. But one of them was I had a stat sheet up, and it was such a good stat sheet. It was like higher income households have a higher average listening time to podcasts than obviously the rest. But he then showed a stat of, like, maybe 30 years ago, it's the same percentage as people who read books. So this is the thing I have with people. I know people are obviously seeing the podcast and it's massive and it's lucrative and all this, and believe me, it's not what you think it is, but they want to go into it and they want to be the host. They don't realize that listening to them is actually probably more beneficial, because you could learn a lot from these shows. Like, Lex has an insane range of guests on, and like, even if you don't like anything about engineering, like, I have no clue about any of that, so I don't listen to Lex talking to someone from NASA, but like, I listen to him talking to, like, say, Craig Jones or Dana White or things like that, and you get a lot out of it. But I'm going to completely flip-flop here totally, because I had this question in my head earlier. Do you think that podcasts are kind of replacing books because of that attention issue that we're having?
So I personally think so. I enjoy reading. Don't get me wrong. Like, reading for me is a fun thing to do, but I don't read nearly as much as I used to. Now I look to see if that author has a podcast. And if they have a podcast, even if they've been a guest on a show, like, forget they even have their own show. Like, maybe they've just been a guest on a bunch of shows. I like listening to them because I find that they go deeper into the story. And it's like, usually a host will be like, "Hey, I took this one chapter and you said this, and I kind of don't agree with it. Can you explain it further?" And then I'm like, whoa, I'm getting way more than the book would have provided, right? Like, I went from like a one-dimensional thought that somebody shared to now three-dimensional, like a bit of an argument, or not really an argument, but agreeing to disagree on things, like two perspectives. And the way I like to learn is one, through that type of conversation, but also while I'm on the move. So for me, like, I retain information best if I'm on a walk, or if I'm working out, or if I'm doing something around the house. But if I'm just like sitting holding a book, I don't retain nearly as much. But if it's in my ears when I'm doing one of those other things, I get way more. I know, yes, there's audiobooks, right? But the conversational flow for me is just so much more engaging. I love being part of, like, even if I'm a fly on the wall, right? Two people having a conversation. So in my life, I read way less books than I used to, because at one point I was actually reading 52 books a year because I was interviewing an author every week. So I was reading their book every single week. That was my accountability to do it. But when I moved away from that, not that I wasn't burnt out on reading. I loved it, but I just realized I loved even more getting to, again, be like a fly on the wall in a conversation about something someone created, to hear more of like the heart, the passion behind it. Like, I get way more out of that personally.